Six men storm a restaurant targeting a powerful crime lord, but a seemingly ordinary waitress intervenes with lethal precision. Her intervention saves his life, but it also exposes a buried past neither of them can escape. Now bound by secrets and survival, they must confront enemies, betrayal, and a dangerous mission that could destroy them both. If you're new here, subscribe and comment your location. Now let's begin. The Obsidian Room was the kind of place where money talked and secrets whispered. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling like frozen waterfalls. The tables were black marble. The chairs cost more than most people made in a month. This was where the powerful came to eat and make deals. Sasha Reed carried a tray of drinks across the dining room. Her uniform was simple: black pants, white shirt, hair pulled back. She looked like every other server in the restaurant, but her eyes were different. They moved constantly, watching, calculating, taking in every detail. At table 7 sat Damon Vane. He was 42 years old with dark hair going grey at the temples. His suit was custom-made. His watch was worth a small fortune. People called him the strategist on the streets. He controlled half the city's underground operations: drugs, weapons, information. But tonight, he just wanted to eat his steak in peace. Two bodyguards stood near the entrance, big men with cold eyes. They scanned everyone who walked in. Damon had enemies, lots of them. Sasha delivered wine to table 3. She smiled at the customers, polite, forgettable. Then she saw the van pull up outside through the window. Black, no plates, her body tensed. The front door exploded inward. 6 men rushed inside. They wore tactical gear, masks covered their faces. They carried automatic weapons. People screamed. Chairs scraped against the floor as diners dove under tables. "Everyone down," one of the attackers shouted. The 2 bodyguards reached for their guns, too slow. The attackers fired first. Both guards dropped. Blood pooled on the expensive carpet. Damon didn't panic. He flipped his table and crouched behind it. His hand went to the pistol hidden at his ankle. The lead attacker pointed at Damon. "There, get Vane." 3 men advanced toward table 7. Their boots crunched on broken glass. Their weapons were raised. Sasha moved. She grabbed a bottle of scotch from the bar, 50-year-old single malt, worth $3,000. She threw it hard. The bottle spun through the air and smashed into the first attacker's face. Glass shattered. Alcohol burned his eyes. He screamed and stumbled. Before anyone could react, Sasha was already moving again. She slid across the floor and grabbed a fallen chair. She swung it like a bat into the second attacker's knee. Something cracked. He went down hard. The third attacker turned his gun toward her. His fingers squeezed the trigger. Sasha was faster. She kicked the gun upward. Bullets sprayed the ceiling. Plaster rained down. She twisted her body and drove her elbow into his throat. He made a choking sound and collapsed. The other 3 attackers were focused on Damon. He fired his pistol from behind the table. 1 shot, 2 shots. He hit 1 man in the shoulder. Sasha picked up a dropped weapon. She checked the magazine in one smooth motion. Full. She moved like water, like this was something she had done 1,000 times before. She fired 3 rounds. Each bullet found its target. The remaining attackers fell. The restaurant went silent, except for the ringing in everyone's ears. Smoke drifted through the air. The smell of gunpowder was thick. Damon stood up slowly. He looked at Sasha, really looked at her. Blood spattered her white shirt. She held the gun like it was part of her body. Her breathing was steady, controlled. "Who the hell are you?" Damon asked. Sasha set the gun down on the bar. She pulled off her apron. "Just a waitress having a bad night." "Bullshit." Damon's eyes were hard. "Waitresses don't move like that." Sirens wailed in the distance, getting closer. Damon's phone buzzed. He glanced at it, then at Sasha. "We need to leave now." "I don't think so," Sasha said. "I'm going home." 2 more men entered the restaurant. They were Damon's people, backup that arrived too late. They looked at the bodies, at the destruction, at their boss standing there unharmed. "Take her," Damon told them, carefully. Sasha tensed. "That's a mistake." "Maybe, but I don't leave loose ends." You just killed 6 men to save my life. That means something. I need to know what. The men approached Sasha from both sides. She could have fought, could have hurt them badly, but more would come, and she was tired of running, tired of hiding. She raised her hands. Fine, but you're going to regret this. Probably, Damon said. I regret most things. They took her to 3 black SUVs parked in the alley. The police were still 2 minutes away. Plenty of time. They drove through the city streets, up into the hills where the mansions sat behind gates and walls. Damon's penthouse was on the top floor of a building he owned. Floor-to-ceiling windows showed the city lights spread out below like stars. The furniture was modern, expensive, cold. They put Sasha in a chair. Leather, comfortable, not tied down, interesting. Damon poured himself a drink, whiskey. He didn't offer her one. He stood by the window and studied her. Your name is Sasha Reed, he said. You've worked at the Obsidian Room for 8 months. You're always on time, never call in sick. No one knows anything about you, no social media, no history before you showed up in this city. That's unusual. Sasha said nothing. Damon picked up a folder from his desk. He opened it. I had my people run a basic check when you started working there. We check everyone who works at places I visit. Standard procedure. You were clean, but that was before tonight. Before you killed 6 trained mercenaries without breaking a sweat. He pulled out a photo. It was old, grainy, a woman with shorter hair and harder eyes, but it was definitely Sasha. So I had them dig deeper, Damon continued. Much deeper, into places most people can't access, and I found something interesting. You're dead, officially, killed in a car accident in Colombia 2 years ago. Vehicle went off a cliff, body burned beyond recognition, case closed. Sasha's jaw tightened. That's a nice story. It is, except you're sitting right here, very much alive, which means someone faked your death, someone with resources, someone who wanted the world to think you were gone. He pulled out another photo. This one showed Sasha in tactical gear, younger, standing with a team of operators. Your real name is Sasha Reed. Code name Wraith, former CIA Black Operations, 43 confirmed eliminations. Specialty in infiltration and close quarters combat. You were one of the best they had. The words hung in the air like smoke. Sasha finally spoke. That person doesn't exist anymore. Then who are you? Someone trying to survive, trying to be invisible. You're ruining that. Damon sat down across from her. Why did you save me? You could have let them kill me and walked away. No one would have known what you were. I don't let innocent people die if I can stop it. Damon laughed. It was a bitter sound. Innocent, lady, I've done things that would give you nightmares. I've done worse, Sasha said quietly. Trust me. They sat in silence for a moment, 2 predators sizing each other up. Damon's phone rang. He looked at the screen. His expression changed. The confidence drained away. He answered. Damon Vane. His voice was steady, but his hand gripped the phone too tight. A video call loaded on the screen. Damon turned the phone so Sasha could see. A man appeared, Latino, early 30s, expensive suit, cold smile. Behind him was a woman tied to a chair. She was in her mid-20s, dark hair, terrified eyes, blood on her face. Hello, Damon, the man said. His accent was thick, Mexican. You're probably wondering who I am. My name is Mateo Cortez. I run the Sinaloa cartels operations north of the border now. And this lovely woman is your sister, Elena. Damon's face went pale. If you hurt her. You'll what? You killed my father, Vane, 10 years ago, put a bullet in his head and dumped his body in the river. Did you think there would be no consequences? Your father was an animal. He deserved what he got. Maybe, but family is family, and debts must be paid. Mateo ran his hand through Elena's hair. She flinched. Here's what's going to happen. You have 48 hours to decide what matters more, your empire or your sister. I'll be in touch with instructions. The call ended. Damon stood up. He walked to the window. His hands were shaking. Elena is a civilian. She works at a university, studies climate change. She has nothing to do with my business. Nothing. They don't care, Sasha said. They want you to hurt. Taking your sister is personal. Those men at the restaurant, they were Cortez's people. Probably testing your defenses. When that failed, they went after softer targets. Damon turned to face her. You said you were CIA Black Ops. That means you can do things, dangerous things, impossible things. I'm retired. No one retires from that life. Not really, it follows you. Damon walked over to her. I need your help. I'll pay anything, give you anything. Just help me get my sister back. Sasha shook her head. I can't. The moment I surface, the moment I use those skills again, people will notice. Dangerous people. I have enemies you can't imagine. And I have enemies who just kidnapped my baby sister. Please. The word came out broken, raw. This wasn't the crime lord talking. This was a brother. She's all I have left. My parents are dead. I pushed everyone else away. But Alina, she still believes I can be better. She still loves me despite everything I've done. Sasha closed her eyes. She thought about her own family, her parents, dead because of secrets and lies, because she had trusted the wrong people. If I do this, she said slowly, I need full access, your network, your resources, your information, and when it's done, you help me disappear. For real this time, new identity, new life, somewhere your world and mine can't find me. Done. And one more thing, you answer my questions truthfully. No lies, no games. Agreed. Sasha stood up. She walked to the window and looked out at the city. Then we start now, because 48 hours isn't much time, and people like Cortez don't play fair. Damon pulled out his phone and made a call. Sealers, get up here, bring everything we have on the Cortez organization, now. He hung up and looked at Sasha. Why did you really save me tonight? Because those men came in shooting, because people were screaming, because I saw their weapons and knew civilians would die. She turned to face him. I told you, I don't let innocent people die if I can stop it. Even in a room full of criminals, there were servers like me, chefs, regular people just working. I couldn't let them get caught in the crossfire. You're a better person than I am, Damon said. No, I'm just someone who has seen too much death. I'm tired of it. A man entered the penthouse. He was in his 50s, grey hair, military bearing. He carried a laptop and files. Boss, I brought what you asked for. Sealers, this is Sasha. She's going to help us find Alina. Sealers looked at Sasha. His eyes were sharp, assessing. You the waitress who took down 6 cartel soldiers. 6 mercenaries, Sasha corrected. Cartel soldiers would have been better trained. Fair enough. What do you need? Everything, Cortez's properties, his movements, his associates, his bank accounts, his schedule. I need to know where he sleeps, where he eats, who he trusts, and most importantly, where he would keep a hostage. Sealers opened the laptop and set it on the table. Most of that will take time to compile. We don't have time, Sasha said. She sat down and started typing. Her fingers flew across the keyboard. Programs opened and closed. Data streamed across the screen. Damon watched her work. What are you doing? Hacking your internal communications, checking your security protocols, looking for weaknesses. Excuse me. If Cortez knew Alina was your sister, someone told him. She keeps her distance from your business, right? Uses a different last name. Yes, she goes by Alina Marsh, her mother's maiden name. Then Cortez had inside information. Someone close to you sold you out. Sasha's eyes never left the screen. Found it, there, see that data packet? Someone's been sending encrypted messages to an external server. The pattern matches cartel communication protocols. Sealers leaned in. Who? Sasha isolated the source. She pulled up personnel files. Does the name Rocco mean anything to you? Damon's expression went dark. Rocco's been with me for 6 years. He runs security for my South Side operations. I trust him with my life. Then you shouldn't, because he's been feeding information to Cortez for at least 3 months. Look at the timestamps. Every major move you've made, every location you've been, it's all here. Someone was setting you up for tonight's hit, and when that failed, they gave up Alina's location as a backup plan. Damon slammed his fist on the table. The laptop jumped. I'll kill him. I'll tear him apart with my bare hands. No, Sasha said firmly. We use him. What? He doesn't know we know. That's our advantage. We feed him false information, make Cortez think we're planning something we're not, draw his people away from wherever Elena is being held. Then we move. Sealers nodded slowly. A diversion, smart, but we still need to find the girl first. I'm working on it. Cortez is careful, but everyone makes mistakes. Sasha pulled up property records, shell companies, financial transactions. He owns 17 properties in this city under various names, but only 3 are secure enough to hold a hostage: an estate in the hills, a warehouse by the docks, and a suburban mansion that used to belong to a judge he killed. How do we know which one? Damon asked. We don't, not yet, but I can narrow it down. She pulled up utility bills. The warehouse shows normal power usage. The hill estate is empty, but the suburban mansion, look at this. Water usage spiked yesterday. Power consumption is triple the normal rate. Someone's there, multiple people. That could be anything, Sealers said. It could, but there's more. Look at the delivery records. Food, medical supplies, all ordered yesterday. Rush delivery. That's not normal for an empty property. Damon stared at the screen. That's where she is. Probably, but we need to be sure, and we need a plan. Sasha stood up. First, we make Rocco think we're hitting a different location, the warehouse. We let him overhear that we are planning a rescue there. He'll tell Cortez. Cortez will reinforce the warehouse and thin out the real location. What if we're wrong? Damon asked. What if Elena's not at the mansion? Then we adapt, but this is the best lead we have. And in 46 hours, Cortez is going to make his demands. We need to be ready before that happens. Sealers closed the laptop. I'll spread the word about the warehouse. Make sure Rocco hears it. What else do you need? Blueprints of the mansion. Security, camera feeds from the neighborhood. Any information on how many men Cortez has with him. I can get that, Sealers said. He left the room. Damon and Sasha were alone again. He poured another drink. This time he offered her one. She took it. Why did you fake your death? Damon asked. What happened in Colombia? Sasha took a long drink. The whiskey burned. I was sent there to eliminate a target, a trafficker who was working with terrorist groups. My team was 4 people. We had been together for 3 years, knew each other's every move, trusted each other completely. What went wrong? My handler, a man named Lucas Drake, he was also my lover, had been for 2 years. The night before the mission, he told me he loved me, that when this was over we could leave together, start a real life. Her voice was bitter. The mission went wrong. We walked into an ambush. My team died, all of them, and Lucas was nowhere to be found. I barely escaped. He betrayed you. Yes, later I found out why. The target we were supposed to kill was actually a CIA asset, someone important. Lucas had been paid to make sure the mission failed, to make sure we all died so there were no witnesses, but I survived. So he reported me dead anyway, easier than trying to kill me himself. And you've been hiding ever since. For 2 years, working dead-end jobs, moving every few months, never using my real skills, never letting anyone see who I really am, until tonight. Damon refilled her glass. I'm sorry for what happened to you, for dragging you back into this world. Don't be sorry yet. We still have to get your sister back, and that means going up against Cortez and his people. This won't be easy. Nothing worth doing ever is. Sasha's phone buzzed. She had a burner phone, untraceable. Only one person had the number. She looked at the screen. Her face went pale. What is it? Damon asked. A text from someone who shouldn't know this number exists. She showed him the screen. The message was short. I know you're alive, Wraith. We need to talk. The pier, midnight. Come alone. LD. LD, Damon said. Lucas Drake. Yes. It could be a trap. It definitely is, but I need to know how he found me, and why now. I'll come with you. Back up. No, if he sees anyone else, he'll disappear. Lucas is paranoid, smart. If he wants to talk, there's a reason. Damon didn't like it, but he nodded. Take this. He handed her a small earpiece. I'll be listening. If anything goes wrong, say the word and I'll have a team there in 3 minutes. Sasha took the earpiece. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. We still have a long way to go. The pier was dark. The water smelled like oil and dead fish. Waves slapped against the wooden posts. Fog rolled in from the bay, thick and cold. Sasha walked slowly. Her hand was near the gun tucked into her jacket. The earpiece was hidden under her hair. Lucas Drake stood at the end of the pier. He wore an expensive coat. His hair was still blonde, still perfect. He looked like he hadn't aged a day, like the last 2 years had been kind to him. Sasha stopped 10 feet away. Hello, Lucas. He turned. His smile was the same, charming, calculated. Sasha, you look well, different hair, but I'd know those eyes anywhere. How did you find me? I've always known where you were. Well, not always. It took me 6 months to pick up your trail, but once I did, I kept tabs. Watched you move from city to city, job to job. I was impressed. You covered your tracks well, but not well enough. Why didn't you come after me? Because you were dead, officially, and that worked for everyone. The agency was happy, I was happy. You got to live, everyone won. Except my team, they stayed dead. Lucas's smile faded. That was unfortunate, collateral damage. The mission parameters changed. I did what I had to do. You murdered them, you murdered me, or tried to. I gave you a chance to disappear, to start over. That's more than most people in our line of work get. Sasha's hand tightened on her gun. What do you want, Lucas? I want you to come back. The agency needs you. We have a situation developing, something big, and you're the only operative skilled enough to handle it. I'm retired. No one retires from what we do. You proved that tonight at the Obsidian Room. 6 men dead in under a minute. Beautiful work, classic Wraith. You were watching. I'm always watching. I saw you save Damon Vane. Interesting choice. He's a criminal, a killer. Not exactly the type of person the old Sasha would protect. The old Sasha is dead. You made sure of that. Lucas stepped closer. I can give you your life back, full reinstatement, all your benefits, your record cleared. You could stop running, stop hiding, stop pretending to be someone you're not. And in return, 1 mission, high-value target, in and out, then you're free, for real this time. Sasha studied his face, looking for the lie. It was there, always there with Lucas. You're not telling me everything. I never do, but this is legitimate, I swear. Your word means nothing to me. Lucas sighed. Fine, you want the truth. Here it is. I need you because everyone else has failed. 3 teams, all dead. This target is that good. And I remembered what you're capable of, what we were capable of together. We were never together. You were using me. Maybe at first, but it became real, at least for me. I loved you, Sasha. I still do. You have a funny way of showing love. I protected you, even after Colombia, even after you survived. I could have sent teams to find you, to finish the job, but I didn't. I let you live. Doesn't that count for something? Sasha wanted to shoot him, right there, end it, but she needed information. What do you know about tonight, about Damon Vane? Lucas smiled again. Ah, so that's why you're meeting me. You need something, let me guess. Damon's sister was taken, Mateo Cortez, the Sinaloa cartel, and you need information to find her. How do you know that? Because we've been tracking Cortez for months. He's a problem, moving drugs through channels that interfere with our operations. We want him gone, and if Damon Vane takes him out, that saves us the trouble. You're using me again. I'm offering a trade. I'll tell you where Elena Marsh is being held. I'll even give you the security details. Guards, weapons, everything. In return, you take my mission afterward. 1 job, then you're done, clean slate. And if I refuse, then you're on your own. Elena dies, Damon dies trying to save her, and you go back to hiding, but we both know Cortez won't stop. He'll keep coming. Eventually he'll find you, connect you to tonight. and then you'll be running from two enemies instead of one. Sasha wanted to tell him no, wanted to walk away, but he was right, she needed help, and Lucas always had the best information. Where is she? First, you agree to the mission. I need more details. What's the target? Where, when? A man named Viktor Kozlov, Russian arms dealer, operating out of Prague. He's planning to sell nuclear material to a terrorist cell. We need him stopped, permanently. Why me? Send a drone, launch a missile, you have options. It has to look like an accident, natural causes, no trace, no evidence, that's your specialty. Sasha thought about it. Prague was far away, different continent, but nuclear material in terrorist hands, that was bad, really bad. Innocent people would die, thousands, maybe more. Fine, she said, but after Prague, we're done. You delete every file you have on me, you stop watching, you let me disappear for real. Agreed. Lucas pulled out a phone. He sent her a file. That's everything on Alina's location. She's at the suburban mansion, 18 guards, rotations every 6 hours. Cortez himself is there. He wants to be present when he makes his demands to Damon. Sasha checked the file. It was detailed, professional, exactly what she needed. Why are you helping me? Because I meant what I said. I loved you. Maybe I still do. And because after Prague, I'll never see you again. This is goodbye, Sasha, for real this time. He turned and walked away. His footsteps echoed on the wooden pier. The fog swallowed him up, like he was never there. Sasha stood alone. The water was black beneath her feet. She touched the earpiece. Damon, you there? I heard everything, his voice crackled. Can you trust him? No, but his information is real. I can tell. Lucas is a liar, but he's also a professional. If he says Alina's at the mansion, she's there. Then we go tonight. Not we, me. This is what I do. What I used to do, you'll slow me down. She's my sister. And I'm the one trained for this. You want her back alive? Then let me work. Silence on the line. Then, fine, but I'm coming as backup. You get her out, I'll have extraction ready. Deal, meet me back at your place. I need to prepare. Sasha walked back to the street. A car was waiting, Damon's people. They drove her back to the penthouse. Her mind was already working, planning. The mansion had 18 guards, too many for a frontal assault. But she didn't need frontal. She needed quiet, invisible, like a wraith. Back at the penthouse, sealers had laid out weapons. Knives, guns with suppressors, climbing gear, everything she might need. The blueprints are on the table, sealers said. I also got the security camera feeds from the neighborhood. The mansion has cameras on all entrances, motion sensors on the grounds, dogs patrolling the perimeter. Sasha studied the blueprints. The mansion was 3 stories, basement. The holding cell would be in the basement, away from windows, soundproof. She traced possible entry points with her finger. Here, the sewer access connects to the old drainage system, comes up in the basement utility room. If I can get past the grate, I'm inside. That's a tight fit, Damon said, and you'll be soaked in sewage. I've been through worse. Once I'm inside, I move to the holding cell, get Alina, then we exit through the ground floor service entrance. It's a blind spot on the cameras. 10 seconds to cross the yard to the wall, then over and out. What about the guards? I avoid them. If I can't avoid them, I neutralize them quietly. No guns unless absolutely necessary. Noise brings reinforcements. And Cortez. If I see him, I'll handle it. But the priority is Alina. Get her out alive. Everything else is secondary. Damon nodded. When do you go? 3 a.m. Guard rotation happens at 3:15. That gives me a 15-minute window when they're distracted, changing shifts, checking in, they'll be less alert. I'll have teams positioned around the property if something goes wrong. If something goes wrong, Alina dies. Cortez will kill her the moment he knows we're there. This has to be silent, perfect, no room for error. Sealers handed her a comm device. This is encrypted, military grade. We'll be on the line the whole time. Any problems, we'll know. Sasha took the device. She also took a knife, small, sharp, balanced, she tested the weight. Good, she took a pistol, checked the magazine, chambered a round. The suppressor was quality, German-made. I need to change, she said. They showed her to a bedroom. Black tactical gear was laid out on the bed. Lightweight, flexible. She changed quickly, strapped the knife to her thigh, the gun to her ribs. She braided her hair tight. War paint would have been nice, but she didn't need it. This was what she was made for. When she came out, Damon was waiting. He handed her a photo. That's Elena, from last month, so you know what she looks like. Sasha studied the photo. Elena had kind eyes, a warm smile. She looked nothing like her brother. She looked innocent, pure, like the world hadn't touched her yet. I'll bring her back, Sasha said. I know you will, because if you don't, we both lose everything. They drove to the mansion, not all the way, 2 blocks away, residential neighborhood, quiet. Rich people slept behind tall fences and alarm systems. The mansion was at the end of a cul-de-sac, big, white, beautiful, like something from a magazine. Sasha got out of the car. Wait here, I'll contact you when I have her. Be careful. Careful gets you killed. Fast and precise keeps you alive. She moved through the shadows. The street was empty, no witnesses. She found the sewer grate behind a row of bushes, heavy, cast iron. She pulled a small crowbar from her pack and levered it open. The smell hit her immediately. Rotten, thick. She climbed down. The tunnel was narrow. Water flowed around her boots. Things floated in it. She didn't look too closely. She turned on a small flashlight. Red lens wouldn't ruin her night vision. The tunnel stretched ahead. According to the blueprints, she needed to go 200 feet, then up. She moved quickly. The water was ankle-deep, cold. Her boots were waterproof, but the smell would stick to her for days. Small price. At 200 feet, she found the access ladder. Rusty, old, she climbed. At the top was another grate. This one opened into the mansion's basement. She listened. Silence. She pushed the grate slowly, inch by inch. No alarms, no guards. She pulled herself up into the utility room. Furnace, water heater, electrical panels, empty. She was inside. The comm device crackled. I'm in, she whispered. Copy that, Damon's voice. Proceed with caution. Sasha moved to the door. She pressed her ear against it. Footsteps above, heavy boots, guards on patrol. She waited until they passed. Then she opened the door. The basement hallway was concrete, bare bulbs every 20 feet, 3 doors. One was marked storage, one was unmarked, one had a heavy lock. The locked door had to be. Sasha approached carefully. She checked for tripwires, pressure plates. Nothing, just a lock, electronic, keypad. She pulled out a small device. Decoder, military issue. She attached it to the keypad. Numbers ran across its screen. 5 seconds, 10, 15. Click. The lock disengaged. Sasha opened the door slowly. The room beyond was dark. She stepped inside, her eyes adjusted. A figure sat in the corner, tied to a chair, head down, dark hair, blood on her clothes. Elena, Sasha whispered. The figure looked up. It was her, Elena Marsh. She looked terrified. A gag was in her mouth, tears on her face. Sasha moved quickly. She cut the ropes, removed the gag. I'm here to get you out. Your brother sent me. Stay quiet, stay close. Elena nodded. She couldn't speak. Too scared. Her hands were shaking. Sasha pulled her up. Elena stumbled. Her legs were weak, hours tied to the chair. Sasha supported her weight. Can you walk? Elena nodded again. They moved to the door. Sasha checked the hallway. Clear, they stepped out. That's when the lights came on. Bright, blinding. Sasha raised her arm to shield her eyes. Well, well, a voice said, accented, amused. Looks like someone found our guest. Mateo Cortez stood at the end of the hallway. 6 guards were with him, all armed, all pointing weapons at Sasha and Elena. And next to Cortez stood Lucas Drake. Sasha's blood went cold. Lucas. Hello again, Sasha. Sorry about this, but business is business. You set me up. I gave you exactly what you wanted. The location, the security details, all accurate. I just left out one small detail, that I'd be here waiting." Cortez laughed. "Your friend here told me you'd come, told me exactly when and how. We've been watching you since you entered the sewer. Very dramatic. I appreciate the effort." Sasha's mind raced. She could grab Elena and run, but they'd gun them both down. She could fight. But 6 guns against 1, bad odds. She needed time, needed to think. "Why?" she asked Lucas. "Why betray me again?" "Because Cortez paid better. And because you were always going to refuse my mission. I know you, Sasha. You don't take orders anymore. You've gone soft. So I made a new deal. Deliver you to Cortez. He pays me 5 million. Everyone's happy. Except me and Elena." "Well, yes, except you too. But you understand, it's nothing personal." Sasha looked at Elena. The girl was terrified, shaking. This wasn't her world. She didn't deserve this. Cortez pulled out his phone. He dialed, put it on speaker. It rang twice. "Hello," Damon's voice. "Mr. Vane, this is Mateo Cortez. I have your sister, and I have your little friend, the one who kills my men so easily. She's not so dangerous now." 6 guns pointed at her head. Silence on the line. Then, "What do you want?" "Simple, you come here, alone, within 1 hour, or I kill them both. Your sister first. I want you to hear her scream before she dies. Then your friend, slower, more painful, your choice." "I'll be there." "Good, the address is—" "I know where you are," Damon said. "I'm already on my way." Cortez smiled. "Excellent, 1 hour, don't be late." He hung up. He looked at Sasha. "Put your weapons on the ground, slowly. Any tricks and I shoot the girl." Sasha had no choice. She set down her gun, her knife, her backup weapon, everything. "Search her," Cortez ordered. 2 guards came forward. They patted her down, found the comm device, crushed it under their boot, found a small blade in her boot, a garrote wire in her belt. They took everything. "Put them in the cells, separate rooms. I don't want them talking." The guards grabbed Sasha and Elena, dragged them down the hallway, threw them into different rooms. Heavy doors, thick locks, no windows. Sasha was alone, in the dark. She had failed. Elena was still captive. Damon was walking into a trap, and Lucas had sold her out again. She sat on the cold floor, her back against the wall. She needed a plan, needed something, anything. But the walls were solid. The door was steel. She had no weapons, no tools, nothing. She closed her eyes, thought about her training, her instructors. They had taught her one thing above all else: never give up, even when it looks impossible, even when you're broken and beaten. You find a way, always find a way. She stood up, felt along the walls, the door, the floor. There had to be something, some weakness, some flaw. Her fingers found it, a loose screw in the door hinge, small but enough. She worked it with her fingernails, slowly, carefully. It took 20 minutes. Her fingers bled, but the screw came free. She had a weapon, small, sharp, better than nothing. She waited by the door, listening. Footsteps approached. A guard coming to check on her. The lock clicked. The door opened. Sasha moved fast. She drove the screw into the guard's eye. He screamed. She grabbed his gun, turned it on him, fired once. The suppressor muffled the sound. He dropped. She stepped into the hallway. Another guard heard the noise, came running. She shot him twice. Center mass. He fell. Alarms blared. Red lights flashed. So much for quiet. Sasha ran to Elena's cell, shot the lock. The door opened. Elena was curled in the corner, terrified. "Come on," Sasha pulled her up. "We are leaving now." They ran down the hallway, toward the stairs. Gunfire erupted behind them. Bullets chewed into the walls. Sasha fired back, covering fire, "Keep moving." They hit the stairs, up, the ground floor, more guards. Sasha shot 2. Elena screamed. They kept running. The front door, Sasha kicked it open. They burst outside. The night air was cold, fresh. The yard stretched before them. The wall was 50 feet away. Gunfire from the windows. Sasha grabbed Elena and dove behind a fountain. Stone chips exploded around them. "Stay down," Sasha yelled. She returned fire, counted her bullets, 8 left, not enough. An engine roared, headlights, 3 black SUVs smashed through the gate. Damon's people, they opened fire on the mansion, suppressing fire, covering them. Run, Sasha grabbed Elena. They sprinted for the vehicles. Bullets whipped past. Elena stumbled. Sasha caught her, kept moving. They reached the SUVs, doors opened, hands pulled them inside, the vehicles reversed, tires screamed, they were moving. Sasha looked back. The mansion was lit up like Christmas. Guards everywhere, shooting, shouting, but they were getting away. Inside the vehicle, Damon sat in the back. His face was pale, covered in blood. His shoulder was bleeding. "You're hit," Sasha said. "Doesn't matter, Elena." His sister was crying, shaking, but alive. I'm okay." Damon pulled her into his arms, held her tight. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry." "Where's Cortez?" Sasha asked. "Dead," Sealers said from the front seat. He was driving, fast. Boss walked right in the front door. Cortez was waiting in the main hall. They talked. Then Cortez tried to shoot him. Boss was faster, put 3 in his chest. "And Lucas Drake?" "Gone, ran out the back when the shooting started. We're looking for him, but he had a head start." Sasha's jaw clenched. Lucas was in the wind, again, always one step ahead. The SUVs drove through the city, back to Damon's building, underground parking, secure, private. They took Elena to a bedroom. A doctor was waiting, one of Damon's people, discreet. He checked her over, bruises, cuts, but nothing serious, she'd heal. Sasha sat in the living room. Her clothes were torn, covered in sewage and blood. Her hands were shaking, adrenaline crash. It always happened after. Damon came out, his shoulder was bandaged. He poured 2 drinks, handed her one. "Thank you, you saved her life." "Barely, Cortez almost won." "But he didn't, because of you." They drank in silence. The city lights twinkled outside. Dawn was coming, pink light on the horizon. "What now?" Damon asked. "Now you keep your promise, new identity, resources to disappear, far away from here." "About that," Damon set down his glass. "I have a better idea. Stay, work with me, help me clean up this city, use your skills for something good." "I told you, I'm done with that life." "Are you? Because tonight you came alive, I saw it. You were made for this, and walking away won't change that." Sasha wanted to argue, but he was right. Tonight she'd felt it, the rush, the purpose, the clarity that came from doing what she was trained to do. "I'll think about it," she said. Her phone buzzed. The burner, she looked at the screen, her blood ran cold. A message: "We know what you did tonight. We know where you are. One last job and all debts are cleared. Check your email. You have 24 hours to decide." Sasha opened her email on Damon's laptop. A file was attached. She opened it. Photos, documents, details of a target. The target was in Prague, a man named Viktor Kozlov, Russian arms dealer, the same mission Lucas had mentioned, but this time the sender wasn't Lucas. The email came from a CIA ghost account, official, sanctioned. They wanted her back, for real this time. And if she refused, they'd burn her, expose her, send every enemy she'd ever made straight to her door. Damon read over her shoulder, "What is this?" "My past, catching up." "Can you refuse?" "I could, but they'll never stop. They'll keep coming, keep threatening, until I do this job or die trying. Then let me help. We go together, you and me, partners." Sasha looked at him, this man she'd saved, this criminal with a code, this brother willing to die for his sister. Maybe he was right. Maybe she didn't have to do this alone. "Partners," she said. "But after Prague, we're done. We disappear, both of us, leave this life behind." "Deal." They shook hands, 2 broken souls, 2 survivors, ready to face whatever came next. Together. Thank you for watching. Would you trust a stranger who saved your life, knowing they have a deadly past? Could Sasha and Damon truly escape their world, or will their enemies find them first? Drop your answers and your location in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling stories. See you next time.